wondered what it would be like to time travel, to venture into the past or the future? My name is Jenna Ingberts, and today I will be describing some of the most memorable moments in the month and year that I was born, August 2002. First, I would like to begin by discussing various costs of various items. These are all average numbers from across the U.S. Gas in 2002 started at around $1.36 per gallon. A dozen of eggs were around $1.03. Bread was around $1.02. Bacon was around $3.24. Potatoes were 49 cents per pound, and milk was $2.76 per gallon. And the next slide are all average prices of the same items, but in 2021. Gas was around $3.40 per gallon. Eggs were around $1.84 per dozen. Bread was around $2.50 per loaf. Bacon was around $5.83 per pound. Potatoes were around 75 cents per pound. And milk is $3.50 per gallon. In August 2002, President George W. Bush was in office and was our president until the year of 2008. He was our 43rd president of the United States. Around this current time, he was loved by the United States after his reaction to the 9/11 attacks in New York City. He was one of the most popular and unpopular presidents in U.S. history. He was later disliked by many during the 2007 financial crisis. Chick Hearn, pro basketball announcer, dies at the age of 85. He was the announcer for 3,338 consecutive games for the Los Angeles Lakers. Edgar Dijkstra, one of the giants of field and computer science, died in August 2002. He is known for creating the shortest path algorithm. This helped find the most direct route when trying to reach your destination. Larry Rivers, American painter, dies at the age of 78. He is also known as an actor. His art was displayed throughout the Museum of Modern Art in New York, as well as the famous Metropolitan Museum of Art, or the Met, in New York City. Baseball Hall of Fame player Hoyt Wilhelm dies in August 2002. He played for many Major League Baseball teams, but was mainly known for being on the St. Louis Cardinals, Cleveland Indians, Baltimore Orioles, New York Giants, Los Angeles Dodgers, and Chicago White Sox. He was in the Hall of Fame for being in the World Series, being on an all-star team, and throwing a no-hitter or a full game with no hits. Lionel Hampton, jazz vibraphone master, dies. He was in the Alabama Jazz Music Hall of Fame and was also awarded over 30 awards from various companies for his amazing work. Here's some popular entertainment during August 2002. TV shows included Friends, That 70s Show, Scrub, King of Queens, ER, Survivor, and then CSI at the time was the most popular show in 2002. Some movies that were released in August 2002 were A Ring of Endless Light, XXX or Triple X, Spy Kids 2, Spirit, and Serving Sarah. The closing ceremony of the 17th Commonwealth Games began on August 4th. It involves athletes from the Commonwealth of Nations and included sports like aquatics, gymnastics, hockey, cycling, boxing, and more. Microsoft has announced that it has made some concessions towards the proposed final settlement of the United States versus Microsoft case ahead of the judge's verdict. Apple also releases Mac OS X version 10.2 Jaguar. This was the third major release of the Mac OS software and operating system. It allowed devices to discover each other on the same network and be able to connect printers, files, etc. Also included new features like iChat, Enhanced Mail, QuickTime 6, which is a video playing software, access to help magnify the screen, have notes read aloud to you, and use special keyboard shortcuts and commands. Next, I'll discuss administrations. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission, or the FCC, voted to require television manufacturers to include digital tuners in nearly all televisions by 2007. The United States Food and Drug Administration orders a recall of all soft tissues processed by ChiroLife, the largest supplier of implant tissue in the United States. After 27 cases of serious infection were recorded, and including one death later in November. U.S. Airways ran into bankruptcy following 9/11. In August 2002, there were approximately 6.2 billion people on the planet, and now we have approximately 7.9 billion, which is a 1.7 billion increase. Next are world problems. The stock market downturn of 2002. U.S. indices continue heavy losses from the previous week in July, so this was the first week of August, and fell by over 3% daily. The stock market fell below its July low, and the average income is $42,409. One man dies, and at least 100 Embargo-on-Furs are infected in the worst outbreak of Legionnaires disease in Britain for a decade. Within days, an air vent in a back street is identified as the source of the area, renamed Death Valley. Locals are advised to look out for flu-like symptoms. In the end, 7 people died and over 170 were diagnosed with the disease. The peak of the 100-year flood from the Vltava River surges through the Czech Republic into the Elbe, Germany. More than 200,000 evacuated and forced to leave their homes. Damage are estimated to be over $600 million, and more than 3,000 hospital patients are evacuated. The Europe-wide death toll estimated at 109 people. In China, the Dongting Lakes flood Yuyang, forcing 600,000 people to evacuate. The landslides killed nearly 1,000 people. Overall, a lot has changed since 2002 and 2021. Prices keep increasing. In fact, $1 in 2002 is equivalent to $1.52, and the inflation rate was 1.58%. In 2021, it's 5.39%. There's definitely pros and cons when you compare today and the past, but we wouldn't be here today without it. Once again, I'm Jenna Ingberts, and thank you for watching. This is my audience. I have my parents and my sister.